Chanting scripture. So, you know how George Benson would play with his guitar, and as he was playing guitar, he would sing perfectly matching it? Well, anyway, I'm no George Benson, but little Casio keyboard, really handy. All you're doing is very simple melodies. So I'm just taking a, A harmonic minor scale and playing around as I feel like it and singing with it, trying to pause, trying to not make it complicated, but I don't actually have a worked out melody. So a lot of the chants, they have a melody that's worked out, and then they apply that melody, very, very simple, with plenty of pausing, with no rhythm, and apply that to whatever scripture passage. But kind of a problem I find with that is that that means that the melody isn't matching the lyrics. But, some of the lyrics are happy and some are sad and somber and joyful and whatever. So I don't want to just take one melody and superimpose it on any, lyric. So I just find it to be worshipful and maybe a way to help memorize scripture. But, you just got to be humble enough to put yourself out there. And here I am in my t-shirt and pajamas and sitting down with my little Casio toy. And that's fine. So, because if it can inspire somebody to do it, who would have talent for doing it nicely, that would be awesome. But even if it's not doing it nicely, but it is worshipful and helping with scripture memory, win-win, right? So, I don't really know what I'm going to go about, except I'm doing an A harmonic minor scale. That's about all I know here. I'm going to start with, just that C, D, E, F. Then I'm going to bring it down to A, B, C, D, E, and the G sharp back home to A. So I know I'm goofing around somewhere in there. In the passages, I've selected like one passage from each book of the Bible, of the Old Testament so far. And there's so much on there on the New Testament. So, but anyway, a mistake that I find so often, though, at least to my ears, aesthetically speaking anyway, is that when people put scripture to song, if you're going to be true to the scripture for memory and worship, then those are not song lyrics typically. Well, some of the Psalms are, but so when you try to, put that into a pop style with rhythm and, just to me it sounds like a train wreck. So, or if you take some of those melodies, like I was saying, of chant, like at the back of the Episcopal hymn book, they've got, I don't know, a dozen or so different chants, each by number, and then they apply that to whatever scripture they're going to chant together. A lot of Protestants are doing this too. It's not just a Catholic thing. Of course, I think you cannot beat the monks of Norcia. So my son is a priest and he sings with them, and that is awesome. But I don't have those voices and don't have that talent. But still, to find passages throughout the Bible and want to sing them, at least for the sake of some private worship and trying to memorize. But I'd love to see people doing that in churches too. Now my church does. It's a Catholic church, and we have incredible chanters, and so we just chant along with them, and can't help but sound good with them chanting over me. But anyway, okay, what would it sound like to just ad lib? Okay, so first of all, the scripture verse, Genesis chapter 12. And I always want to do it through the King James Version or the Berean Bible or something where you don't have to worry about copyright. So if you did come across something you thought other people would want to do, then you could put it up on YouTube and not worry about copyright. Plus, the King James is, normally it's really beautiful anyway. So, this is Genesis chapter 12, verses, can't read it, 2 through 3, just 2 and 3. All right. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee, and in thee all families of the earth shall be blessed. The end.